What's up, everybody? It's Carolyn. I'm back with another video. This is kind of coinciding with the last video, the language of love. This is entitled to be selfish. Um, Entitlement mentality is defined as a sense of deservingness or being owed a favor when little or nothing has been done to deserve special treatment. These are different definitions. Oh, an obligation to pay or repay something in return for something received. To be under a moral obligation to give someone gratitude or respect. Vain conceit. Having or showing undue or excessive pride in one's appearance or achievements. Give. Freely transfer the possession of something to someone. Hand over to cause or allow to have, provide, or supply with. Take. To accept something or to receive something willingly. To get into one's hold or possession by voluntary action. Selfish. Lacking consideration for others, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. Opportunist. A person who adapts his actions, responses, etc. to take advantage of opportunities and circumstances. He immediately takes advantage of a situation to reap some personal benefits. Now, those are some definitions. Entitled to be selfish. Okay, and I researched some things on narcissist. And this is narcissistic traits. Okay, it's 10 different traits that we have to be careful of to kind of do self-check, right? Narcissistic traits. Number one, they tend to think and speak only of themselves, often about their physical appearance, talents, or achievements. However, these comments tend to be exaggerated and are not necessarily accurate reflections of their lives. They also have little regard for those around them, rarely, if ever, asking others about their thoughts or feelings. You can start talking to someone about your cancer and they begin talking about their new car. Two, fantasize. Their minds tend to be filled with elaborate fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. As a result of these imaginings, they feel they should have the best of everything, including houses, cars, and clothing or other status affirming things, such as medical care and where they attend school. Number three, believe they are superior. They have a grandiose, I think that's how you pronounce it, sense of self-importance, leading them to feel superior to most. They will resort to belittling others by focusing on their flaws, whether they're real or imagined. This is an effective way to hide their own shortcomings and preserve their self-image. Four, require constant praise. They are incredibly insecure and have very fragile self-esteem. They require near constant praise and admiration and expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements that warrant it. Five, sense of entitlement. They expect others to offer them special favors and fulfill their requests without question. They view others as existing primarily to serve their needs. Six, takes advantage of others. Most people are naturally drawn to narcissists. They find them attractive, exciting, charismatic. They will use people to do what they want. They have no problem taking advantage of others with little or no regard for the feelings or interest of these people. Seven, envious of others. They have low self-esteem and need to be superior to others. Narcissists see people who have things they don't, such as tangible items, status, or admiration, as threats. 8, they enjoy being the center of attention. They crave attention at all times and will often seek out. They dominate conversations and are compelled to talk about exaggerated accomplishments. 9, lack empathy. They are unable to empathize with others or understand others' perspective to comprehend their struggles. They have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of other people. 10, boundless ambition. Narcissists fantasize about being the best of the best. They fantasize about how much more powerful they will be, how much more beautiful, how much richer. Their sense of entitlement and superiority is why they tend to only associate themselves with high status people and obsess over status symbols and labels. They even belittle anyone who they don't perceive to be part of the same exclusive club. So these people are full of self, in other words, right? Entitled to be selfish. Help us, Jesus. Okay, now I gave you definitions and I gave you the narcissist and the traits of a narcissist. Now I'm going to give you some scripture. Let's go to Proverbs 3:27. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due when it is in your power to act. Philippians 2:3-4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of others. Deuteronomy 15:6. For the Lord your God, Yah, will bless you as he has promised, and you will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. You will rule over many nations, but none will rule over you. Romans 13:8. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. Whoever loves others has fulfilled the law. And 1 Corinthians 13:2. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not charity, I am nothing. So to put all this in a nutshell, we all are imperfect people, right? Yes, we all are. And there are many variables as to why. First of all, you're human. But then you have different personalities, different love languages. Life has happened. You know, there's fear of being vulnerable. There's spirits. There are different things. But this is the thing. If we aim to please God and we say we are of God, God's love should be in us. And God's love is selfless. That means we have to be willing to do some changing within. It's an inner thing. It's personal. You know, I can't show you love if I don't have any love. And the thing about God's love is, even when there are some people who have been stretched so much, there are some people who everybody calls on when things are going on. They're the go-to person. Yet, the reason why people go to them is because they are willing. A lot of us are not willing to do more than what is asked of us. It's not because you don't have transportation. It's not because you don't have money. It's not because of anything. It's because you're not willing to go out of your way. For example, some people, when it comes to their spouse or significant other, they'll go through hell for them. But when their sibling or their parent or their child calls, you know, it's a problem. And for some people have been pulled on and stretched so much, they barely have anything for themselves. That's the reason you need to have balance and boundaries. Okay? But if we all say that we are of God and that we love God and we know agape love, then we need to we need to show it. It's not just lip service and talking. It's actually going the extra mile to help. When you have a good heart, you hate to see people suffering. Personally, it bothers me to see someone suffering because I know what it's like not to have a lot of things. I know what it's like not to have transportation. I know what it's not like to have food, not to have food to eat. I know what it's like not to have clothes. You understand what I'm saying? I know what it's like not to have anybody to talk to, nobody to lean on, nobody to cry on their shoulder, nobody to hear you out or understand you. Therefore, my heart is open to other people. Right? But that's God's love, even when they don't necessarily deserve it. But he said, bless those who curse you. Right? If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he's thirsty, give him something to drink. And we're not even talking about your enemy. We're talking about the people that you say you love. We need to check ourselves. We all are working towards, or should be working towards, being better. We all have flaws. We all have hurts, disappointments. We all have blind sides, some things we don't realize. We need to self-check. And before we try to get all the glory from people, you need to be concerned about how God views you. Because he loves us. Oh my God, if he didn't love us, we'd all be a mess. It's his grace. But we just need to do self-check. And we need to make sure that we're showing that love. And yes, it's hard sometimes. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you, oh, it's so easy. Oh, yeah, I love everybody. Oh, yeah, and I just do this. It's a struggle sometimes. But you have to press. You have to push. And you have to pray. And let God do some work in you. But it's a conscious decision. It's your willingness to do. Are you willing? Some of us are not willing. Right? So God gave me that to bring, and I wanted to drop it. And I love you. That's the reason why. Because if you know me, I would prefer to sit down somewhere and not be bothered and not bother nobody else. But then God didn't call me to that. So he called me to tell the truth. He told me to give his word. And that's what I'm going to do. And I love you, because if I didn't, I wouldn't do it. I love you, and God bless you.